In this lesson, I'm going to talk about how to troubleshoot emails not being sent through to your inbox. You might have set up a form, for example, in Forminator or using some other form plugin, and you're not receiving the emails, even though you know everything is set up correctly and should just be working. So a lot of the time with WordPress, we come across this problem and we need to set up an SMTP authorization plugin to just ensure that those emails are pushed through from the website through to your inbox. So we're going to come across to plugins and click on add new plugin. There's lots of free plugins that you can use, and they do involve a little bit of extra effort at your end. You can go with a pro plugin, but then obviously you're going to be paying more. So we're going to just stick with the free option. So if we type in SMTP, there'll be quite a few options that come up here. You could probably choose just about any of these, but regardless of which one you go with, I'm going to be doing this as well to set it up to send through the emails to a Gmail email account, because I think most people have one of those. Regardless which one you go with, it's going to be about the same amount of effort at your end. So we're going to just go with this first one, click install now. I like to go with ones that have been updated quite recently, and also that they are compatible with your version of WordPress. That's two fairly important things when you're looking at. I also look at how many active installations there are, and also how many reviews they've got and how good their reviews are. So we're going to click activate. Now this particular plugin normally will open up a setup wizard. It hasn't done that on this instance, but I can just come across here, click on the settings option, click on launch setup wizard. Let's get started. To the next step, I was playing around with some other SMTP plugins, so I'm just going to skip this step for now. You won't get that step on your first time installing it. But now what I want to do is select the type of email system that you're using, and as I said, this particular lesson is around the Google one, so I'm going to select Google or Gmail and click save and continue. And I understand. Let's continue. Now, if you had the pro version or the paid version of this plugin, you could click on this one-click setup and it would make life very easy for you. But like I said to you, it doesn't matter which plugin you go with, you're going to have to go through the pain and suffering of getting your client ID, your client secret, and this authorized redirect URL to be able to set this up. So what we're going to do is click here. It's going to take us to a page with some instructions. Basically from here, you can scroll through and follow all of these instructions and you're going to get what you need. But what I thought I would do is actually just do that for you so you can see it happening in real life and you can follow along with me. So we're going to come across here and type in Google Cloud Console. Click on to sign in, and with your chosen Gmail account, you're going to sign in. Okay, so once we've signed in, we're going to come up here to where it says select a project, and we don't have a project to select from. We're going to add a new project. So I'm going to call this actually Elementor WordPress. Let's just call it that. And click on create. And we've got our project created now, so click on select project and it's going to open that up for us. Next thing that we need to do is to enable the Gmail API. So to do that, we're going to come over here to this menu that's come up on the side, hover over the APIs and services, and we want to go down to where it says library. And we're going to do a search for Gmail API. Hit enter, and you can see the Gmail API has come up there. So we're going to click on this one and we want to enable it. Click on the enable button, and the next thing that we want to do is to create the credentials. So we click on the right hand side at the top here, click on create credentials, and on the drop down here we want to make sure that Gmail API is selected. I'm going to click on user data and then click next. And in here, we've just got to fill in a couple of details. So let's just call that WordPress SMTP, the email support that we're going to use. Selected the email address that we've got with this account. Now for the developer contact information, we'll just put the same email address in there. I'm going to click Save and Continue. For the restricted scopes, we're not going to change anything there, just going to click Save and Continue, move down to the OAuth client ID. So this is the one that we are going to be needing. So we want to click on the drop down here and make sure that we select Web Application. Web Client 1, you can change the name of that if you would like to. And then down here we're going to add our URL under the authorized redirect URLs. Now back in our setup wizard, if I just click on this link here and we come down to the step that we're up to now, you will find that they've actually provided us with the URL that we need to use. So let's keep going down. Here we go, under our authorized redirect URLs, we're going to select this and hit copy, come across here and paste that one in and click on create. So that has now created our credentials. So we're going to click, you can select all and copy it, or click on the copy to clipboard button here to copy your client ID. Now we're going to return to the setup wizard and click into the client ID, hit Control V to paste that in. So now we need to get the rest of our details. Let's return back to this window here. So now we need to come across to the OAuth consent screen. Click on that one. And you can see we've got our project set up here. And we want to publish the app. So we don't want it in testing mode. So we want to confirm to publish that. And the other thing we want to make sure is that it is set to external. So you could click here to change it, but we don't want to. We want to make sure that the user type is set to external. And the next thing we need to do is get the rest of our credentials. So we click on the credentials button up here, click on edit, and you can see we've got some more information in here. So that our client secret is one of the pieces that we needed. So we click on the copy button here, come back to our app and paste that information there. And then we're going to click on connect to Google. It's come up with this, so we're going to select the correct account. And we've got successful authorization, so that's great. Let's continue in here. Our site's name, yes, that's all correct. Save and continue. Which features do you want to enable? Let's just leave all the standard ones set. Save and continue. Now what we can do is go back in, do a test email to make sure that we are receiving the emails. And it's going to give us the option to do that here. So your email is this. Save and continue. You've successfully set that up. That's perfect. Send a test email. Here we go. So we're going to click send email. And success, the email was sent successfully. So now we can check the inbox to make sure it was actually sent. But every time I've set this up, it does always work. Hopefully you've had the same success. And I hope this brings you one step closer to taking your business from vision to impact.